Dhabi for this evening's qualifying session. It's nearly 5 o'clock. The cars will soon be starting their engines and the drivers will make their way out onto the track.
Hey guys, F126 here. Welcome to highlights of the final race of the F1 League Season 3 at Abu Dhabi. And we are in a championship battle in both championships right now. As you can see my quali lap in the background, it's quite a poor lap, but you can watch it anyway. We are currently 13 points behind Sauber, behind Williams of Silent Mole and Casey Legend. So we need to outscore them by 13 points in this race. To snatch the Constructors title, me and Dizzy that is. And in the Drivers' Championship, technically 6th is still on the cards if I get pole and win this race and Gorsh Crab gets no points, but that's obviously not going to happen. But if we finish 3rd, we beat Jack 575, who is in 7th, and obviously he's not going to be scoring any points because he pulled out of the league after Monza, I believe. But we've got Lexbox between us and him, so we want to try and outscore Lexbox by 4 points to claim 8th or 7th, depending on if we finish 3rd or not. But back to the quality lap. It's been a bit scrappy at the moment. Not the best lap. I messed up turn 3, so we're just coming through the final section now. Hopefully we don't get invalidated because this is a big corner cutting track, and I haven't done too much practice for this race, so basically you have to minimise the penalties. We actually corner cut there, but the game didn't pick up on it. So we're going to continue because unless you do a huge cut and Strict doesn't detect it, there's not really much point in backing out the lap because you don't have to record your laps anymore. So coming around the final corner, what's the lap going to be as we come across the line? It's a 1 minute 40.3, which is all right. But I was going to go out again, but I do this every race just to check if I've got the tyre glitch or not. So I selected primes there, but as you can see I've still got options on the car. So this is potentially the tyre glitch where it locks you into one set of tyres and you can't change off. So we're going to select intermediates this time. And yeah, we still got options. So I decided not to go out again, and that was my final qualifying time. So Dizzy Cupid took pole ahead of RBZ and Sam. So Dizzy's already outscored the Williams by 3 points in qualifying. Casey Legend is 1 place ahead of me. I probably could have beaten him and Lexbox 1 if I'd had another shot, but obviously that's what happens sometimes. So let's go to the race.
It's 5 o'clock in the evening here in Abu Dhabi as the teams prepare for the start of the race. This fascinating event will see the cars start in daylight and finish the race in twilight. Challenging concentration for even those still make their last instructions of the cars. Let's take a look at today's grid order for the race.
So running down the grid now, you can see Hamilton Fan in 9th there, and we've actually been promoted to 7th, and that is because Casey Legend has disconnected from qualifying just before the race started, right at the end of qualifying, because Xbox decided to turn off or something, which is a huge advantage for us in the championship. Meanwhile, it's suggesting a 3-stop. I might go for a 2-stop, we'll see. But that means Dizzy and I only have to score Luke Silent Mole by 10 points between us in this race, and it's like that, and away we go. And once again we get a huge lag start, GG, and we've dropped 3 places off the start behind Hickey there and Hamilton Fan. But we're going to go around Hickey's outside. Borderline move there off the track, but the game didn't detect it, so we'll take that position. Hamilton Fans run out wide meanwhile as we sneak up the inside, and we've taken that position back. RBZ has gone for a trip to Narnia there, and we're back up into P8 again, but there's been a bit of a car park there, and Hamilton Fans looking around the outside as Zink has braked early, so we're 3 wide into the hairpin. I decide I don't want any of that, and I've been clouted there by Hobo. So we're back down to 10th with Hickey right behind us. So this is definitely not the ideal start, as I was running quite high wings, and I realised in this race that was a huge mistake. I think pretty much everyone was running 1-1 wings in this race except for me. I was running 3-run, which meant I had no chance on the straight. As you can see, Hickey go out the inside there, and we're down to 11th with Gorsh Crab and Grumpy Lion behind us, I believe. So definitely not the greatest start there. Not helped at all by the lag start which we received, and then we just generally were too cautious, I think, to avoid contact. Meanwhile, we've gone in a bit deep. We've hit Hickey, but he broke quite early, and we've got Zinker and Hobo spinning out there, so that's promoted us 2 positions, and we're back up into P9. So we'll be trying to get past Hickey as soon as possible and get after Zinker and Hamilton Fan, who I believe are the next cars as we come towards the end of Sector 3. This should in theory be our strongest point due to the fact we've got high wings on. Hamilton Fan appears to be struggling a bit up ahead, so maybe we can get past him. Well, Hickey might be able to get past him and then we can have a crack, because I think we should be quicker than him, because Hamilton Fan has had to adjust his driving style a lot because of the strict corner cutting system, which doesn't suit his driving style. But Hickey's got a poor exit off the final corner. We're now alongside going into turn 1. Can we hang it around the outside? It'd be a good move if we can, and I think we've got it done. But he's still there on the inside, and we've gone too deep. We've gone off the track. Surely we're going to have to give the place back as we cut the corner again. Somehow we didn't get a warning for either of them, so I think we're going to have to let Hickey through here. As yes, indeed, we break early and let him have the inside there, because it would have been a bit of a dodgy move if we were to take it how we did there. So, obviously the straight, unless he's got a poor exit, but I don't think we'll be able to overtake him on the straight due to our straight line speed disadvantage. But we're keeping with him at the moment, so it's going to have to be under the brakes coming into this chicane at the end of the straight. And actually Zinker's behind us, my apologies, I'm not sure who the other car ahead of us was. It might have been Commando. As we cut the corner there, Hickey manages to maintain his position as we go off the track and get another warning there, so we need to watch that. Obviously, I mentioned earlier, this is a big corner cutting track. I expect to see quite a few people disqualified from this race, but we'll see if we can manage to do it without a penalty like we have done in the past 2 rounds, as we've got Zinker on our outside there, as we've lost a bit of time to Hickey, but we managed to maintain the position nicely there, keeping it within the track limits as we run a bit wide there. So I'm not feeling particularly confident at the moment as Zinker is up the inside and he gets the move done there. Unfortunately, he's locked up and we're going to take that position straight back. So we're back up into P9, and hopefully with DRS on the next lap we can actually manage to get past Hickey this time, despite the little battle for a couple of corners there with Zinker. We don't appear to have lost too much time as we now come into the final corner. We don't get the best of runs, which means he will be able to maintain the position for turn 1. But all this time I'm stuck behind Zinker, behind Hickey, sorry, as we hit him there, because he took an interesting line. We're losing out to Hamilton Fan and whoever else is there. I think it's Camundo. So this is not ideal at all. We need to try and get past Hickey quickly, but obviously we're disadvantaged on the straight, so it's not going to be easy at all, this race. So we're going to have to take any chances we get if they come. So we need to set ourselves up for a good exit off the hairpin there, which I think we've done nicely. Hickey hasn't got the best of exits actually, which will allow us a chance to overtake him down the back straight. Sorry, as with the DRS open now, we managed to get past him more easily than I expected, but that's partly because we got a better exit. But he's back up the inside there, obviously better under the brakes than me, and he might try a switchback line there, but I think we managed to maintain it. But obviously if he's running the low wings that I think he is, he should be able to pass us down this straight, as we're going to go defensive there, and he's in the wall, and that looks horribly bad from my point of view, I must admit. But Hickey sent me his point of view, and he turned to go out of the slipstream and he clipped the back of my car. So not at all my fault, not really his fault, a bit of the game's stupid physics really, but that's ruined Hickey's race. But he has continued, unlike some people who rage quit. But now lap 5, we're on the back of Hamilton Fan, and we're going to try and set him up for a move. Now I'm not sure what wings he was running, but I think it was once again lower than mine. But we seem to have got a reasonable run now. I've got to go rather outside into the chicane, taking less speed than when we were battling Hickey, which has given us a better line, and we appear to have got the move done. But he's still there, and he will get DRS for the second straight. So I suspect a typical Hamilton Fan style dive bomb coming into the chicane as we brake nicely. Now we broke a bit early, so his dive bomb was justified, but I think we managed to hold on to the position. No, he's coming back at us, and we're still side by side. Can we hang it around the outside of this left-hander? Yes, we can. That's a good move if I do say so myself. And Hamilton Fan's lost out to Zinker, which I didn't realise at this point, but now I see the McLaren on the outside. But we've managed to maintain that position with P7. But Hamilton Fan's decided that it'd be a great idea to charge up the inside, as now he's collected us there. It's a difficult one to call, to be honest. I probably shouldn't have tried to continue going side by side after he hit me off, but his move in the first place was stupid, so it made me a bit annoyed, as we've got an illegal overtake there for ignoring the yellow flag, even though his car was spun out. So we get a 5-second penalty, but obviously that will be removed at the end of the race as we also get a cheeky extend off the final corner there. So now lap 6, I'm into the pits. This was a lap earlier than I wanted to, but due to the race not going to plan really, I had to bring forward the pit stop. So trundling down the pit lane now, coming into the Sauber box, and the team were like, no, we don't want to serve you, even though Dizzy came in about 3 minutes ago. We're not going to serve you. As you can see, he's coming through the hairpin now on the mini-map. So we lost ourselves about a second there, and that might have cost us the position to Hamilton Fan. As you can see, we have come out of the pits just behind him, and we're going to have to get past him again. So that should be fun, especially if he tries to dive bomb us and blow us up again. But hopefully we can set him up for a nice quick move here, and we can get after the rest of the field again. So coming through the hairpin, we're pretty much pushing him through there. Hopefully we can get a better exit. It's alright, as he's moving around a bit on the straight, but we'll have the DRS. Hopefully we can chuck it up the inside coming into the chicane. We're actually quite close. This could be a chance to get the move done, but no, we brake earlier than him because he's running ABS off, so he can ABS on rather, so he can brake at about a 50-meter board and still make the corner, because the game is really good at making assists slower. Great game. Anyway, on the DRS once again, we might have a chance into here, but he'll probably outbrake us again. No, we managed to get it stopped this time, side by side through there, but he's going to manage to maintain the better line, and we cannot hold it around the outside. So good driving all around there, and we are unable to get the position as we now come into turn 1 at the end of lap 8, and Zinker is in the pit, so we've both undercut him, and we are now up into 8th and 9th respectively as we come towards the end of sector 1. Hopefully we can get the move done on the DRS straight this lap, but Hamilton Fan's gone very deep into that corner. It would surprise me if he hasn't got a penalty for that, even though he didn't gain time in the game. Sometimes we'll give you penalties unless you slow right down, but I don't know. We'll see at the end of the race how many penalties he's got. But now, opening the DRS as we come down the first of the DRS straights, and we're quite close, but I don't think we'll be able to make a move. Oh no, we've actually been later on the brakes this lap, but he cuts us off, and we are unable to get the move done as we go for a bit of a slide through that corner. Surprised not to get a warning actually, but we got away with it, and we'll be on the DRS once again, but I think we'll be too far back to try anything this lap, but you never know if we could outbrake him again. He goes to the inside, or we're going to go around the outside, and we're not going to be able to get the move done, unfortunately. Now, later on lap 8, we've cut a corner, and there's a penalty. Great, lovely. So we don't want to be doing too much of that, but because obviously that's now our second penalty of the race due to the yellow flag one, and we're only 8 laps in, so we need to watch that as we now come down to turn 1, once again much later on the brakes than Hamilton Fan, applying the pressure nicely, and hopefully this lap we can be able to get through as we go up the inside optimistically there of turn 3, but he cuts us off there, and we go into a nice little slide, but that's cost us a second or so, and that's obviously not ideal, not what we wanted here as we now come towards the end of lap 9, and Gorsh Crab and Camundo are in the pit lane. I think they had a collision which has promoted Hamilton Fan to 6th and me to 7th, so it makes this position much more worth fighting over as we come through turn 1. We're once again, well, we've caught back up now, as now coming down the DRS straight, we've got the DRS, and this might be our chance as we're much closer than before, as we're now alongside and we've pulled ahead, but he's probably going to be able to outbrake us around the outside. Actually, he's not, and we slow it right down on the apex there to make sure he can't get the switchback, and hopefully that's moved done, but he's going to have DRS this straight, and I think he's running lower wings than me, but I'm not 100% sure, and this will to get close, but not close enough it seems, and that should be our position, but we've run very deep. He's actually managed to run deeper somehow as we get a lovely penalty there, so that's 3 penalties now in 10 laps. But yeah, Hamilton Fan went for a ridiculous dive bomb there. I'm not sure what he's thinking. It's very lucky the game ghosted him, otherwise I would have been pretty angry, not going to lie. Anyway, end of lap 13, we are into the pits for a set of prime tyres this time, and we're going to see where this feeds us out on the track as we get the team actually decides that it wants to service us this time, and we get a much better stop there. Coming out of the pit lane, we've dropped to 7th behind Gesh and Zinker at the moment. Hopefully we come out ahead of Hamilton Fan, and we're ahead of Camundo, and that's where we're going to stay. So That's nice. Now at the end of lap 14, I think Zinke is in the pit lane, and that should promote us up into P6. Yes, indeed it does. So next up is Sam, but he is a long way up the road. Now at the end of lap 18, he's made his final stop. He's on a 2-stopper, and that promotes us up into P5. And now later on lap 18, it's corner cut time once again, and that's our 4th penalty of the race. So this is looking really fun, and I'm probably going to get disqualified if I don't calm it down. Anyway, lap 19, we're into the podium positions because Lexbox won, and someone else, RBZ, have made their final pit stops. But obviously, we need to stop again, and on lap 20, that is what we're going to do. But before we stop again, Lexbox 1 is going to rub it in even more and overtake us here on the first DRS straight. Obviously, there's no need to fight that because he is a whole pit stop ahead of us now as we come through the chicane. So this pit stop is just going to be about getting us out in a nice good position, hopefully ahead of Hamilton Fan, hopefully ahead of Zinke and Camundo as well. Those are the people who I think will be battling in the final stint. As we now come into the pit lane and checking the race director, what tyres is everyone on? Hickey's on an set of options. I think he has to pit, but most other people are on a set of primes. But now we're on to a set of options, as Hickey has actually come out ahead of us, but that's not net. But Camundo is also ahead of us, which is net, as he's on primes, and we are going to be fighting till the end of the race now as we come to start lap 22, and Hickey has come into the pit, so we're up into P7, and this is a battle over P6 and a crucial 8 points, because I think Camundo's 4 points behind us in the championship, so he needs to drop behind Hamilton Fan, but it's still crucial for the championship, and we need to get past him also for the constructors, but Dizzy is winning, so unless something goes drastically wrong with my race, I think we have the constructors wrapped up, but I obviously want to finish this season in style with better than 7th place, so we're going to try and move on Camundo now down into the braking zone for the triple chicane, but we've only just got it stopped in time and we've killed our momentum, so he is able to hang it round the outside there. Now on lap 23, we're much closer coming through turn 3, and we've outbroken ourselves, and yeah, that kind of happened. That was fully my fault. I'll hold my hands up. Luckily it didn't affect Camundo too much, but that is very annoying, as we now have to do all the work again. Lap 24, corner cut, and that's our 5th penalty, so we've now got 17 second penalties. Obviously, that's nowhere near my record of 31 that I somehow managed to get myself in Spain, but lap 27, we've caught back up to Camundo, whose tyres have really gone off the cliff now, and we're up into 5th and 6th because RBZ made a pit stop. I'm not sure why. He must have crashed, to be honest, because there's no other reason why you'd make a pit stop with 2 laps to go when you have a massive gap over the cars behind. But now on the DRS, we're putting alongside Camundo, and this could be our chance to get P5 here and give us 10 points to round off the season in style. But he's holding it up the inside, so it's not going to be easy for us, as we tried to park it on the apex, but he's gone around the outside instead of trying the switchback, which is what I expected. He should have the DRS now, which is going to make it extra difficult for us. But we're pulling ahead. I think there's a bit of lag involved because obviously he's from Denmark, so he's not too far away, but he's still reasonably far away considering this game. Because side by side through the triple chicane now, and I think we've got the move done there, actually up into P5, so we're going to try and hang it around the outside, and I'm wondering where he's gone at this point, because I can't actually see him, but now you can see that he's pulled ahead, and I don't fancy side by side into this corner, so I decide to back out of that. So we've only got 1 lap and a bit left, but we're going to go up the inside into this slow left-hander, but he managed to hold it nicely around the outside. So this is a great battle at the moment as the race reaches its end, and we really want to take this P5. I'm sure he does as well for his own championship. So this is going to be a crucial one as we head through the final corner now to start the final lap. So we've only got however many turns it is, I think it's 18 left, and I've got to find a way to pass Camundo into one of them, and hopefully we can get that done, because obviously it's not really that important, but it'd still be nice. But he's gone very slowly through turn 3, and I don't know why I went off the track. I really didn't need to then, and I had to touch the brakes slightly to avoid completely ramming into the back of him. So his tyres have completely gone off as Dizzy Cupid takes probably like his 9th win of the season or something. He's been totally dominant this season, and he deserves the driver's title thoroughly, and hopefully I can help him bring home the constructor's title, as Camundo's doing a bit of cheeky weaving on the straight, but I don't particularly mind. It's not particularly dangerous considering how far back I was. And I'm going to try and go round the outside into the chicane, but that's kind of screwed us actually, because he's got a much better exit than I would have liked off that corner. And with our straight line speed deficit, I don't think we're actually going to be able to get past now, which means that we're only going to be able to take home P6 because there's only 7 cars left in the race now because people have been disqualified and stuff, as we're going to try and go around the outside there, but there's no space. We have only a few corners to go now, and he's run wide, and we're going to go up the inside and take P5 there, and there we go, P5 is ours. He eventually made a mistake, and he's actually been disqualified, so that might be why he ran wide. But anyway, we've taken P5, and there's only 6 cars left in the race. That's a bit of a shame to finish off the season like that, but it's a good race nonetheless. Probably the longest video on my channel, as we've only got 2 corners to go now to come home to be crowned Constructor Champion for Sauber. It's been a bit of an up and down season for me. As we come through the final corner, I'll do a bit of a celebratory drift there, and we'll spin the car around, and we're out of the Grand Prix, but we've crossed the line, so surely we should be awarded P5 there, so we've crossed the line, but the game's saying we've retired, so maybe, just maybe, that retarded move from us there has cost us the Constructor Championship, and indeed it has, DNF, but obviously the stewards decided that the game was wrong, and I got reinstated in my P5, so luckily we got the Constructor Championship there, because I would have looked like a complete idiot if I DNF'd that race, but I was at very low speed and I didn't lose any of my car, so I don't know what the game was thinking. Anyway, all my penalties got removed, so thanks for watching, guys who've watched all through the 8 or so races I've uploaded to the season, and maybe, just maybe, I'll see you next season. Goodbye.